Welcome to Bible Reader Companion. We are taking our readings this week from the books of 2 John, 3 John, and the book of Jude. We want to look at some verses today in the book of 3 John. 3 John beginning in verse 5. We'll be reading from the New King James Version, 3 John, verse 5. Beloved, you do faithfully whatever you do for the brethren and for strangers, who have borne witness of your love before the church. If you send them forward on their journey in a manner worthy of God, you will do well, because they went forth for his name's sake, taking nothing from the Gentiles. We therefore ought to receive such, that we may become fellow workers for the truth. You know, the word hospitality literally means love of strangers, and while the word hospitality doesn't exist in this particular passage, the concept is exactly described. He's writing to a man by the name of Gaius. And clearly Gaius was a man who provided hospitality. He provided a place evidently for traveling preachers and evangelists. He would take them on, or other people associated with the work of God. And he did it because of their relationship in Christ, their shared relationship in Christ. He would show this love for them and his support for them and his care for them. And all of us ought to have that kind of mentality. How do we treat the strangers who come into our midst? And those that we know are there because of their love for God, whether this is the stranger who comes into our assembly just as a passing through visitor, but they're there because they share a love for Christ. Do we take time to express our appreciation for their willingness to remember God as they travel and while they're not at home, and to not set God aside because they're traveling? Are we so busy with our people that we talk to every week and our close friends and everything else that we can't take the time to address these strangers and encourage them and tell them how encouraged we are by them being there? But also, what about those opportunities that we have a couple of times a year, or maybe more, to provide support, whether by having someone in our home, or by taking someone out to eat, or by expressing our support by being at the assemblies and being there to encourage men who are holding these meetings that we have a couple of times a year, to encourage them, say, I appreciate the work that you're doing in the Lord, that you are serving the Lord and you've dedicated your life to the Lord. Preachers are men who have made certain sacrifices. Many of them maybe had good paying jobs, or had the opportunity to have good paying jobs, certainly better sometimes than preaching, and with good benefits. And they've chosen to make some sacrifices, and maybe not monetary sacrifices, but maybe sometimes just the sacrifices of dealing with the stress and concerns that come with preaching and being an evangelist. And do we use our opportunities to show our love and our support for them, not just because they're here, but because of the work that they do for the Lord? That's what made Gaius special, was the fact that he showed the support for these people because of their shared relationship in Christ. Do we do the same? Are we willing to do the same? We hope we are. Let us think on these things, and we hope you'll join us again tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook for more content like this.